You're welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Well, Governor Umanah of Akwa-Ibom State has been commended from several quarters for his developmental strides since assumption of office. In like manner, the governor has been criticized by quite a few stakeholders, both from within and outside of Akwa-Ibom State, for allegedly mismanaging public funds in the course of his activities as the state's chief executive. The most recent of the pointers to his critics' position is his decision to hold the Akwa-Ibom State Executive Council retreat in Lagos rather than at home. For answers to that and more, we now turn to Aniyekan Umanah, the Akwa-Ibom State Commissioner for Information and a former member of the House of Representatives. Good morning, Honorable Umanah. Good to have you join us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Kachi, good morning.
Good
I'm happy to be here in the Rise Studios.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So you are just out of your 4-day retreat, I believe, in Lagos, and you know the word out there. People felt that, oh yeah, you know, the governor of Akwa-Ibom State, gentleman, pastor, you know. But then lately, people feel that it looks like his priorities might be misplaced. And one key thing that people are pointing at is the retreat. Second time in 2 years that he will take it out of Akwa-Ibom State. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure that Lagos State likes the fact that you guys are here and you have been enjoying Lagos. But then people say that if it's a retreat and you need seclusion and concentration, what happened to Oron? What happened to other towns and cities that you're trying to develop, by the way, as far as tourism is concerned, but then you chose to come to Lagos? They say that it's wasteful and that it's misplaced priority. What are your thoughts on why you brought the retreat to Lagos for the second time?
Yes, thank you very much, Steve. First, I disagree with the language. That's why it's where you said people think there's misuse or public funds. I completely disagree with that.
Okay.
There's no such case, and if there's one, and we want to see that evidence, whatever decision that is made by a government is a product of the collective thinking of the leadership and the administrators of the system. Yes, the government of Akwa-Ibom State, particularly the Executive Council, decided to hold its annual retreat in Lagos. And there's nothing strange about that. There's nothing strange. People do that. Organizations do that. States do that. Steve, you were a commissioner in Lagos State. And I also know that Lagos State used to go on retreat. I remember the case where the entirety of the Lagos State House of Assembly came to Akwa-Ibom State and stayed at the Meridian Hotel for about a week on a retreat. And there was no hula ballo. So I've also seen different states go to different places. So the idea is, what are we talking about? We're talking about a retreat, a period for strategic thinking and planning. And you choose where you want to go. Yes, that we came to Lagos, we did not go to Ojuelegba or get to Oshodi or get on the streets or by the Bar Beach or whatever. Okay, there's no more Bar Beach. I think it's the Atlantic City. Well, we went to the serenity of the Eco Hotels and stayed there in the Fantasia ballroom, meeting room in the basement, and locked ourselves in there for 4 days and went through the thinking process for Akwa-Ibom, went through reviews and evaluation. Don't forget, a new executive council came on board February 24th, and there are new commissioners who needed to be brought into alignment with the thinking of the government, the detailing of the Arise agenda, to ensure that they understand and fuse them into the developmental trajectory of the Governor Umanah-led administration. Those are part of the things. We sat back to also evaluate the administration in 2 years. It's almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in May, on May 29th. Look at all of the projects, the programs of government, dissect them, see if we are really following through the plans and all of the key points and pointers that the government set for the people. We had to go through various projects, evaluate them one after the other. Beyond the Executive Council, the governor also brought in the delivery advisors. There's something called delivery advisors, who are people appointed to be project advisors on specific projects. So come look at the timesheets, look at the timelines, look at gaps, and ensure those are filled. What's the outcome? There are several takeaways from this engagement. We now have a robust blueprint that will lead us into the conclusion of the second year and then the subsequent part of the administration. I must say to you, out of that retreat, we isolated 47 solid projects that have been put out for flag off, those that have been and those that will be done between now and May 29th. We've also isolated 20 projects that will be commissioned, including the very robust and very audacious Arise Resort. You need to come and see what the governor is doing in that place. It's a complete resort and to bolster our tourism drive in the state. That is in the center of Uyo. In the center of Uyo, just by Brook Street. I'm sure you know Uyo a little bit. Just by the center of Brook Street, it has a golf course, a 9-hole golf course. It has lazy rivers, floating bars, a conference center. It has apartments. It has gaming centers, football pitch, and all of that. Then, or a golf house. Then it has residential apartments for people. That is to help bolster the tourism initiative. Don't also forget Ibom Air is there, bringing people to Akwa-Ibom. And then the resort is there. The Ibom Hotel is currently being has just been approved for complete turnaround and rehabilitation. And of course, you know the 4 Point by Sheraton. So, and the International Convention Center that will hold 5,000, it's coming up right now in Uyo. So the whole idea is driving the tourism initiative and in settling on the destination Akwa-Ibom project.
Thank you. Now, the issues here are very clear in the sense that tourism cannot work in isolation of the welfare of the people, you know? While tourism is a very important industry, especially for any state in Nigeria, because we have vast and beautiful natural resources, it cannot work in isolation for the people. Now, a couple of years ago, Ebonyi State, a lot of critics would say that there was a focus on building a little Dubai at the expense of the people's welfare. Now, the issue here is critics are saying, number one, this event that took place in Lagos, Nigeria, how do you juxtapose that with the well-being of the people in the state? All these resources you've mentioned, are we more interested in people coming into Akwa-Ibom and enjoying these resources who can afford it, as opposed to the people living in Akwa-Ibom who probably would not even smell the gates of these places because financially and standard of living is so low? These are the issues. The second issue is the cost of putting this event together. Are these resources going to be made available in terms of the public knowing how much was spent? People are not saying that what the resort or the conference or the seminar, you know, should not have happened. But the issue is the amount of money. We all know Eco Hotels. We all know how much Eco Hotel charges per night. We all know how much these halls charge. The cost of putting this together at this time in this location, juxtaposed with having a modest event in Akwa-Ibom amongst the infrastructures that you have also mentioned, perhaps, would that have been a more empathetic way to say to the people, we understand your plight. We are building a little Dubai, but we're not forgetting you. And then finally, those delivery advisors that you mentioned, critics have also said, as what? These are people that are almost duplicates of existing positions. What is the point of these delivery advisors? So these three issues, if you could choose just
First, I want to just oppose what the tourism initiative and then the welfare of the people. What I'm wearing of Mina is called the Arise Agenda, and let me make it clear. First, the A stands for Agricultural Revolution, and we're big on that. The R stands for Rural Development, and we're big on that, and I will explain. The I is infrastructural expansion. S is security management, and E is educational development. And the government has been very methodical in this direction. The people's interest is first in all of what Governor Umanah is doing. Agriculture is where he's playing really big and investing big money to ensure that there's availability of food, and of course developing model farms and encouraging farm settlements in all parts of the state. That's going on. He's been very big on rural development. All our projects come from the rural areas. From schools, educational infrastructure, healthcare infrastructure. All local government areas are covered. All local government areas. Model schools are built in every local fully furnished, well-made, with teachers' quarters. What used to be in those days, he's brought them back. Teachers, principals, headmisters now live inside the school compound with every facility that you can think about, or that could go for a model school. It's doing that. Looking after the people, too. We have different entrepreneurial development programs. There's what is called Ibom-led. that is Ibom-led, is Ibom Leadership and Entrepreneurial Development Center, where people are trained and empowered to be able to do things for themselves. Very recently, 1,200 graduated out and empowered them with specific amounts of money. You also saw the empowerment that took place in encouraging people get into their businesses. There is a 2 billion farmers grant that's going on. These are people who are actual farmers, verified with clear information, videos, and confirmed that they are actual farmers benefiting from those grants. You have the traders grant of another 2 billion naira, and then you have
are
the
these
SMEs.
all ongoing projects?
Yes, these are all ongoing. They are all ongoing.
Okay.
I'm sure you've been seeing them. Arise has been covering most of our town square meetings. So that's ongoing. And then you have the SMEs Development Fund, and an equipment fund, providing equipment for people in the various trades that they are involved in. And then they are also given different amounts of money, some 1.2 million, 1.5, up to 5 million naira for each entrepreneur within localities. And their businesses must situate within the local government and localities that they reside in. That's just part of it. To give you a little bit of what's going on with taking care of the people, we have what is called the unemployment benefit and the Arise Youth support, where unemployed youths get 50,000 naira a month, and 5,000 of them every month. And the payment had commenced to help those who have nothing.
Did you say 50,000 every month?
50,000 naira
for 5,000
per beneficiary.
A month?
50 a month.
Okay.
That is going on. And of course, we harvest those from what we call the Arise Youth Employment Portal.
So all employment people in Akwa-Ibom State get 50,000
unemployed people who are registered on the portal. There is a portal called the Youth Employment Portal. These are harvested from the portal. Just like we have the procurement portal, where we have over 400 or close to 500 jobs available for people to go in, register on the portal, and be able. Those are where we will harvest local contractors who will handle government jobs. Right now, about 500 jobs are available for local contractors in building, in supplies, services, consultancy, and it's not about selection. The governor does not select. You must be on that portal.
How do you get on the portal? portal?
The portal is advertised. If you go, for instance, you can Google it now, employment.akwa-ibom, procurement.akwa-ibom.state.gov.ng. You Google it now, you will see it. Okay. You can also look at the youth employment portal and several other portals. So that's how he's running, the governor is running the administration. So it will have the face of the people. It's not about political patronage. Even the projects I told you about, it's gone on to ensure that projects are selected by the people, not by him. Okay. Right now in the town hall, and I'm sure you have all of the evidences on the right because you've been following all our town halls. Yeah. The people are submitting their needs document for the making of the 2026 people's budget and so on. You still talked about the people. The governor met a backlog of pensions and gratuities of 95 billion. He has cleared over 50 billion in less than 2 years. And his intention is that he will take it to zero by the end of 4 years.
All right, Umanah, we really do not have enough time, as you know. But very quickly, and I hope that the producers don't get angry about this, what is the state of progress for the Ibom Towers, which, by the way, is also in Lagos? And then what happened to his promise of happy hour? Happy hour to the people of Akwa-Ibom State. Excellent. It's almost 2 years. Happy hour?
No, happy hour being on. But first, let me get to Ibom Towers, because yesterday we were at the site of Ibom. At the end of the retreat, the governor decided with some ESCO members to go to the site on scheduled visit to see what they're doing with that project. Yeah. Right now, they have started construction. They are doing the piling. Okay. You know, that's what carries the building. So work is going on.
That's Victoria Island?
Yeah, Victoria Island, Shapaboya they call the old site of the Akwa-Ibom house. Right, you know the place. Yeah. So that's going on now. Construction is on, and they promise that by July, August, we will see the substructure. Okay. And then it will progress. So he reviewed the timesheet with the contractors, and we're happy that the work is going on, just like in other areas. You talked about a happy hour. Yes. The happy hour is on. I'm sure you followed the one in December. It was a big show.
Well, we thought it was going to be a Friday, TGIF kind of a thing.
No, I think people misunderstood the idea of the happy hour. The idea of the happy hour was making sure that we get things done right and then make people happy, relax sometimes, share some understanding, share thoughts, and so on. That's the idea.
Well, we're happy to know that there is such a beautiful balance of the people.
Absolutely.
There's a huge balance between the people and, of course, the tourism drive and infrastructure drive in the state.
And with your good self there, we know what can happen. happen.
Yeah, thank you,
Honorable
sir.
Anyeka
Yeah.
Umanah, I want to thank you for joining us on the morning show. Thanks indeed, and all the best.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
See
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to